heavens, the constellations true, not bound by illusion, but by what's in view. But they whispered of summer, of gods in the flame, of banana and Inky who called them by name. Through shadows of dogma, they carried the spark, guided by starlight to rekindle the dark. Under the real sky, the truth still burns. Ancient voices in the heavens turn. I say, raw righteous where the stars align, restoring the wisdom lost in time. Under the real sky, the truth still burns. Ancient voices in the heavens turn. I say, raw righteous where the stars align, restoring the wisdom lost in time. Yeah. Maps redrawn where the cosmos spins through silence and science. Their song begins, no longer chained to the seasons, the skies. They brought back the truth in the watcher's eyes. The circle was broken, the truth made whole. With courage and reason, they honored the soul. For those who would seek what the ancients knew, the real sky speaks and the stars shine. Inside the real sky, the truth still burns. Ancient voices in the heavens turn. I said, raw righteous where the stars align, restoring the wisdom lost in time. Under the real sky, the truth still burns. Ancient voices in the heavens turn. I said, raw righteous where the stars align, restoring the wisdom lost in time. Through cuneiform echoes and lunar signs, through Babylon's gates and forgotten lines, they lifted the veil with a steady hand. To see is reborn to reclaim the land. Under the real sky, the vision's clear. The sidereal call for all to hear. ISAA rising with radiant mind, truth reborn in the ancient light. Under the real sky, the truth still burns. Under the real sky, the truth still burns. Under the real sky, the truth still burns. Under the real sky, under the real sky,
Welcome, everyone, to episode 3 of the Sidereal Rising podcast. I am your co-host, Abigail Quinn. I'm here with the ISAA president, Nicole Tennyson, or Nikki Tennyson. We have a very special guest today. Dr. Dani is with us. So, yes, very, very exciting. We're going to be talking to some extent about Hellenistic astrology. Dr. Dani is an expert, I believe, compared to what I know. She is for sure like the expert, because I know absolutely nothing. So I'm super excited to have any information whatsoever. If you guys haven't already, check out the links in the video description. Dr. Dani has a few different, would we call it? They're not really events. They're more
programs, ways to work with me. Yes.
Fantastic.
The season was ripe to start everything, and so we're doing it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We also, you guys, if you haven't already, the ISAA, we have our annual conference already scheduled. Like, it's ready to roll. We're probably going to open up to a Saturday and Sunday. The date is going to be around about, I think, September 26th. So go ahead, register for that too. We also have a bunch of upcoming workshops. As a matter of fact, Dr. Dani is hosting a workshop this weekend on Hellenistic astrology. So definitely check that out. And we are excited to see they are interactive. It's not just like, it's not like just us talking at a screen, or so it's not going to be me talking at a screen at all. So I'm actually pretty excited about that.
I'm going to teach you 3 very useful techniques, and I'm going to give you a link to a calculator that is sidereal. It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Excellent. Now, Stellar Foundations starts really soon, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So February 9th, we are getting into our second year of Stellar Foundations. And I'm doing it like a school. We're going to do semesters. So the spring semester is 16 weeks instead of 13. We did 3 13 sessions last year. It was a little much for me. I felt like I was rushing the arc. And so I extended it out, and we're going to do more office hours. I now have 3 different versions of very special topics that I teach during the Stellar Foundations curriculum. One of them is Mercury and Venus cycles, because they're so important. The cycles of heaven, the clock of our life. So, that's a big deal. The other thing I teach is mystical science. Like, how does this all work? How can we actually literally say that we're connected to the sky above us? The ancients knew it. The Gnostics knew it. The as above, the so below. I have what you might call an extreme case of pareidolia and a very curious mind. And so I learn a lot of things. And when I learn a lot of things, I realize there's patterns, there's connections between them. And when I do that, I just get these downloads about how we need to learn things this way and that way. And so I will give you 3 different ways to look at the same thing through Stellar Foundations, through the mystical lens, through the technical lens, through the astrology lens. So that's another topic. The third topic is the technical stuff, like the transits and the progressions and how to really get in there, and the actual step-by-step technique that you can start practicing. We did a little bit of chart practicing, and then of course we did Ophiuchus. And so what I'm changing this year is each one of those office hour sessions will be dedicated to reading the charts. We're going to work on our intuitive muscle, because that's where I've noticed they drop off. They're like, they can consume the material, but then they're like, I don't know what to do with it, how to use it. And so we're going to focus those 8 sessions on using it so that people can get their language and get comfortable with it. The other thing that I'm adding to it is 2 individual focus sessions with me. So you'll get 30 minutes. We'll sit down, we'll talk, we'll look at your chart. I did this the last session in the fall, and it was awesome to see people light up and take their creative ideas and put it into astrology. So that is so exciting. It's the same price. They get a year-long student membership with ISAA, which I think is wonderful, because what do they get with that? They get the journal, right? They get the free webinars and recordings. And then
the event. There's a bunch of discounts for our store too.
Yeah, we have a giant PDF library too with tons of resources. Like, you guys would never be able to go through it all and learn it all, just from the beginning of astrology all the way to present day. It's phenomenal. So the journals themselves, though, are definitely worth it. You get the PDF versions, which everybody else, the rest of the world, has to actually buy it. So it's definitely cool. And obviously, you're supporting the ISAA mission, so it's nice. Oh, we have a members lounge.
And I'm absolutely supportive of this 100%, because for those of you that want to be educators, and I know those of you that are in the online world, many of you feel that calling. If you go through Stellar Foundations, then you are at a level where if you practice a little bit, you're going to be at the same level as us. You're going to be understanding new concepts and how to tie them into your own practice. So it's just wonderful to be paired up with you guys on all levels. There's a couple other things that go on with Stellar Foundations, if I can just.
Yes.
I don't want to be cringy. I don't want to be cringy, but it's so exciting.
I get so many students that ask me, and so this is really important because they need this information. So this is awesome. Yes.
Yeah. So within the program, so what I've done, instead of calling it week 1, they're gateways now. So it's like gate 1 through 13. So you can dive in at any time. You're the center. If you need Aries and Mars and first house, you can dive in over here. And each one of these gates has a deep dive to the planet, as well as like a 30-minute meditation for the constellation and the planet. So, and these meditations are curated with frequencies that I've researched to resonate with the planetary energy. And the reason that you do that, the reason that you want to do that is because when you begin studying an archetype, if you don't have the internal language to automatically feel something Aryan or Martian or first house and speak it, this allows you to do that. And your subconscious begins picking up on it. So you'll walk through, maybe you want to spend a week with Mars, as your buddy, talking to him, consulting him. What would Mars do right now? Is that a Martian energy? It'll start showing up for you in your subconscious. You'll see all these amazing synchronicities around you. Your YouTube feed will start popping up with Martian energy and Martian themes. And that really, to me, is the best way to develop that intuitive muscle, because then you look at the snapshot of the chart and you can go, oh, blah, 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 Mars and Gemini, not even know where that came from, because your subconscious already knows it. You also have access to it for as long as it serves you. So if that's forever and you want to hang out with me till we die, cool. Or until you're ready to fly out of the nest and do something amazing with your work. So it's just great. It's a very lively community. It's very supportive. We have our own Facebook group. You guys are also invited to my YouTube channel's Stargazers monthly Zoom call. So even if you're not a channel member, you can come to that Zoom call. And then finally, if you want to go even deeper with me while you're in Stellar Foundations, you get a really deep discount on the reading. So the sale price that you see on the website, it's significantly less for those of you in Stellar Foundations. You're basically I take care of you. you come in there, and if you need anything, if you need something to learn, if I don't know it, I'll show you where to go to find it. So I'm super excited. So we get started on February 9th. Early bird, we'll meet probably about every 2 weeks. We'll take a break somewhere in like April, and then we'll finish out probably end of May. So
Awesome.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
my
That
thing.
is
Okay.
awesome. No, I love it. I love that you include the meditations too, because a lot of students get educated, okay, but then they feel like they've lost touch and they don't know how to engage. And it's like, well, you have a Mars inside of you, you have a Jupiter in there. So meditating on these things helps you understand not only yourself, but how to, read for someone else. So
100%.
I love your program too, because you really set the student up.
Oh, that's right. You're in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, you set the student up to, like, let's say somebody doesn't want to, do readings, but their main, goal is to do a lot more research and writing. Like you set them up so they can do whatever channel comes up to them in their astrology journey. And I think that's like really awesome. You cover all the bases. So I love it.
I even cover like how to deal with resistance in your field when you begin to do astrology. And I actually think that you must be obsessed with it. Like don't sign up unless you're like obsessed with knowing like the true secrets of how you work and how the sky works and how everybody else works. But if you're obsessed with that and you really like want your mind blown, this is the like studying astrology is the way to go, I think.
Absolutely. Oh, it just gets deeper and deeper. It never ends. You can never learn enough, know enough, and like just eat the information. It's wonderful.
It's very layered. Yeah. You've
Yes.
got cosmology, you've got the psychology. I mean, you've got the history too. It's insane.
And you have to stand up for yourself. So when someone comes to you and go, well, you're a doctor, you're such a smart person, why in the world would you study such a silly thing? And my response is, well, actually, you kind of have to be smart to study. I mean, not smart, but like you have to have a passion to be able to study this, because the field of astrology is actually deeper and wider than medicine. I mean, there's more information in astrology than there is in medicine.
Not only that, but right until very recently, most probably like into the 1920s or even up till the 1950s, possibly, a lot of physicians and psychologists, psychiatrists, Carl Jung in particular, like they all practiced astrology to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
It was a legitimate way to understand the human being. So up until very recently. So, but we're bringing that back. We're bringing the scientific side back in. Unashamed,
unafraid, like. Yeah, no, it is a science. And I tell people when I do my readings, I'm like, I don't know you. I'm not going to predict anything for you, but there is a science to this. And I'm going to read that to you. And then there's an art to it. And that's the intuitive side of it. So we teach that in Stellar Foundations too, not just the like memorize, but like I want you to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To connect to your intuition and trust it too. So I noticed that's a lot. I struggle with that myself, like trusting what I'm getting. Is this it? Is this it? And I think with astrology, the layers are the meanings are so layered that, you can pull a lot out of a chart. You know what I mean? I could sit with a client for hours just talking about their chart. Like sometimes we have to cut it off because it's like, this is enough. Like, because there's so many different ways and different angles to go after it. I know you and Abby both read clockwise. And I think our other astrologer, Don Pataki, also reads clockwise. I've been trying. I haven't given it much. But it's those types of things when all of us can develop our techniques and share with each other. We know that we're getting different layered meanings out of the charts. And I just think that's incredible. There's no really right or wrong way. I mean, there definitely is a wrong way. Ask me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's interesting, though. I mean, I know we're all sort of like thinking about Mr. Brennan and his recent comments and the seasonal planetologists, which is just what I call tropical astrologers now. But here's what's really funny. These Hellenistic techniques, I've adapted them from Chris Brennan's teachings. So I can't diss the guy too much because he is quite
No,
smart, and
he
those
really is.
those
I was just a little disappointed in the angle he took when he made that video, but
I,
you're
I
right. He's
I
a
was
great
disappointed that he
educator.
deleted comments
That too.
because,
Okay, yeah.
you know,
I-
as a
that
leader in
too,
the
yeah.
field, you should be welcome to conversations.
Absolutely.
You know, I hate teachers that just are like, I'm going to do this because we said so. And I had to bite my
Yeah.
tongue in medical training because let me tell you, if you go, well, why'd you do that? They don't like that. They're like, oh, because we just do it. I'm like, okay.
There's that parroting thing coming in. We just parrot each other. We don't know. Don't ask.
Yeah.
But what did you notice when you took those Hellenistic techniques and you applied them to sidereal? Because I'm sure it clicked, right?
Yeah. So just a couple things that you have to do to modify it. The Hellenistic techniques, you don't actually need to care about what the constellational size is, because a lot of it is the 13th is the center and it's the 12 rays, right? That the male, the positive, negative, positive, if you think of, can you imagine with me for a moment, like a positive and negative polarity, and then the field lines, the magnetic field lines that are around it? It's kind of like that. So you've got, the ray of the 12th house, the 11th house, whatever you want to label it. Those rays are there. They exist. They're part of our body. They're extensions of us and projected out there. And so that's really what you do. Those houses that stay in the middle of the chart, like if you use Athens methodology of the midpoints, and then you put the 12 houses in the middle, you can use that as your Hellenistic dial. And so what I do is I just put, Scorpio and Ophiuchus in one spot, since they're on top of each other. I just call them Scorphiuchus.
Yeah, so they are. I know I do. I combine them too. Some people get upset when I do that, but I'm like, well, look at them. Like,
yeah, nobody can agree. Nobody agrees
No.
where that line is, where we're not Scorpio and now we're Ophiuchus. We agree where the galactic center is and where Scorpio becomes Sag, and we agree where Libra becomes Scorpio, but that middle line there is.
I don't know that we do agree. I don't know that, I think there's much more wiggle room than people realize in the constellation boundaries, and how recent some of those boundaries have been created and how often they change. So some of those boundaries, just like a few hundred years ago, may have been much different. And I think people come into astrology, whether it's, 30 degrees or constellational, and they have this idea that, like, no, this is where these are, but that's a fallacy, And I mean, when you're doing timing techniques, you can break it up that way. That's fine. Just like you can
break it up any way you want.
Yeah,
I mean, the Vedic, they break it up into 28 lunar mansions for timing. And it's very similar, actually. I don't know a lot about Vedic astrology, but the idea is the same. And so with Hellenistic, you can think of it like lunar mansions. But basically, what it does is it takes your age and it essentially laser focuses an area on your chart. So for example, like your progressed chart, you can look at where your moon is, which is a 29-year cycle, and whatever house it's in for you isn't the emotional, like, dramatic moon energy we would normally feel in like a transit or in our lunar or in our natal chart. It's more like the spotlight that focuses. So I recently went through moon in 8th house, progressed moon in 8th house, transformation, healing, diving into the esoteric. Now it's moving into the 9th house. So it's education, it's travel, it's expansion, right? And that's what I focus on. So that's how you can do your timing. There's also some interesting timing that happens with progressed energy because it's so slow. So like a direction change of Mercury or Venus is really important in a progressed chart. Also sign changes. So your progressed sun will move 1 degree every year of your life. So how old are you, Nikki?
42.
42. So your sun, your progressed sun, is going to be 42 degrees advanced in your progress chart than it would be on your birthday. And so that gives you a little bit of a different energy, a different flavor.
Oh yeah, I've looked at my progress chart recently, and it's all clustered in the Taurus, and I got,
for me, everything's in Virgo.
Yeah.
I have Pluto, Sun, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Pluto. So all of it is in Virgo. Like
my moon and ascendant just moved into Virgo, so
cool.
I'm like, thank God. Get it organized here. I'm getting it together.
Yeah.
I love that Virgo energy.
Zodiacal release is based on the location of your lot of spirit and lot of fortune. Do you guys know what those are?
Oh, I have been playing around with them.
Yeah, I know what they are. I don't understand what zodiacal releases. I hear this periodically when I'm talking to Hellenistic astrologers, and it's still, I don't know what that is. I have no clue. Can you explain it to me and anybody else who might be wondering what it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's another timing technique. And so the first thing you have to do is you have to find these points, and there's many lots. But for prosperity, for your career, you can use lot of spirit and lot of fortune. If you want to do your health, then you switch the roles of lot of spirit and lot of fortune in the technique itself. And I'll get more into that on Saturday. It sounds complicated, but it really isn't. And your lot of, I forgot, like it matters whether you're a day chart or a night chart, but basically you take the distance between your sun and your moon, whatever arc degrees that is. So if you're born on a full moon, it's a full 180 degrees. If you're born on a new moon, it's 0 degrees. And anything between that is whatever that number is. So you take that distance between sun and moon. And for one of the day or night, I can't remember, if you like, let's say you're born for the day, and I might be wrong, you would add to the ascendant degree that distance. And that's where like lot of fortune would be. And then the lot of spirit would be subtracted. So add and subtract the distance between sun and moon, and you have those 2 points. So real easy to calculate. Athens software will show you where it is. So you can infer from the location of the lot of fortune where the lot of spirit is, just by kind of flipping it and mirroring it. So anyway, you use the lot of fortune in the example I'll teach that will give you your cardinal angles. So you'll have 4 signs in your life that are important. And so when you are I think for me, one of them's Cancer. So when I'm in a Cancer phase, that's a big deal. Like I need to pay attention to what's happening, not only in my Cancer chart, what's transiting through Cancer, what the moon is doing. All of that will add up to what you do during a zodiacal release period. Now it can get really complicated because it does have layering. So like you can do a yearly, like see what phase you're in yearly. You can see what phase you're in by month. You can see what phase you're in by week, day, minute. You can go all the way down to the second if you want to. So that's really fun. And then perfections is a much easier timing technique that is based on the 12-year cycle. So it's related to Jupiter. So it's related to your prosperity. So I'm going to show you all that. Yeah, those 3 techniques, they're pretty fun.
Are there pictures? Because I had a really hard time just now understanding most of what was said. Like anything that involves...
Oh, I don't have slides for you today, but I will have slides for you on Saturday.
It's perfect. Right, cool. Yes.
I'm so excited.
I had one slide I was going to show you, but that was just for like current astrology.
Okay.
I'm comparing tropical to sidereal, and I put the 2 wheels together for today's astrology, because I actually would like you guys' help in helping correct a terrible fallacy that is about to overtake our entire collective. And that is the fact that Neptune is moving into Aries.
Oh God, I've been saying it. I've been complaining to everybody. I'm like, can you believe what everybody's saying when it's clearly like right in front of your face in the sky? Like you can look it up on all these astronomy apps. You can step outside and see it for yourself. And still everyone's like, no. That's why everything's all chaotic and there's so much war because it's Aries. And I'm like, I can't. I don't know where to begin. I don't know where.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay. So, I heard someone, I think it was Stefan Burns. I really like him because he will flip back and forth between tropical and constellational astrology. And he brought up something called the equinox point. Okay. Which is like 10 degrees of Pisces, I think, 0 degrees Aries in the tropical. So could it be that for our planet that we maybe call that point in Pisces like the equinox point? And maybe there is something to it. I don't know. There's certain spots in the sky where planets go over and we're like, oh, we feel it. So what do you think? Do you think this is a made up point, or do you think that the equinox point has some kind of energetic resonance at 10 degrees of Pisces?
It might. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I think it's possible. As long as, I mean, if we're looking at electromagnetic effects of the Earth's tilt and stuff, I mean, it can affect, like solar radiation. It can do a lot of different things that can definitely influence how much we're being influenced by the outside world. So it's possible. I just don't know enough about it to say yes or no. And I'm a bad test subject because all the stuff everybody says is like, oh, I'm feeling all this. I don't feel the thing. So I don't know.
I feel the
Nikki feels it all.
I don't feel all the things. I feel some of the things. But
do you think that things that you feel are directly related to your natal chart, or do you think that you're just like you see a sensitivity that's already pre-existing in your chart, and then I don't know, like a hard placement with Mercury, so then like the Mercury retrogrades are worse for? Is it something like that, or do they seem more random?
It feels more random when I get like hit in the gut. I don't know what that is. But you ask a very simple question, but you're delving into a very big topic. Like, okay, are we controlled or do we control it? Are we living out a code? Are there choices in how we live out the code? Destiny, predestiny? Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the idea that there's some fated grooves or waves I'm meant to, travel on. But, I think you can be taught to, So let's say,
I know I got to do that in like every conversation. I start like 15 sentences and like, wait, nope, gotta start from scratch. Let's start over.
So let's say you're at the top of this mountain on this beautiful ski resort and you're watching all of these people like ski flawlessly. And you're like, this is amazing. I want to ski flawlessly. So you put on your skis and your boots and everything, and you just jump on that hill. It's going to go really bad if you've never put on skis before, right? Because you're not going to know what to do. You're going to hit the tree. You're going to break your neck, maybe. You're going to walk out of there with crutches. And so I kind of feel like the karmic wheel of life is sort of like that, right? Like you're destined to sort of do these loops and learn these lessons in sort of a nonlinear spiral cyclic kind of a deal, which is too complex to even understand sometimes, right? But if you had an awareness of like could break down what you needed to like master to flawlessly go down that hill, maybe go down a less shallower hill, then you could be that person too. Right. And I this is so fascinating to me when I watch people, because I've talked to tens of thousands of people in my lifetime. Some people get it, like they ski down the hill flawlessly. And some people, like no matter how much you teach them, they run right into the tree. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's their astrology. Like they're just coded in a way where they don't have the adapting skills.
Can I comment on that?
Of course.
Okay, so Nikki made a comment the other day. I forget what it was when she said it or was in relation to, and she's like, every time Abby like talks, she just feels really confident about it. Well, to be fair, you guys, okay, if I seem super confident in what I'm doing, I started working as an astrologer and a psychic in 1999. So it's been a while. I don't know anymore. I was a data person and I tracked all of my readings. I don't know how many thousands or possibly tens of thousands of people I've talked to and read. So I have noticed a reoccurring theme when it comes to why some people, just like you said, why do some people, they just like, they suck at it. Like no matter what they try to do, it's just not working out for them. And I have seen an immediate and obvious correlation to them fighting the natural currents that are laid out for them in their natal chart. 100% of the time when somebody is struggling, it's because they're doing the opposite of what the chart is telling them to do. So a good example is you get like artists, right? And it says so. Like it's everything in their chart is like, you're an innovator, you're an artist, like you have all this talent. Well, mom and dad said I had to go be an engineer. I had to go do like data processing or something. or I had to do this, that, or the other. And so it's these other pressures that they've caved to. And they are not living because the chart never never tells you something, at least in my experience, it never tells you something that you don't intuitively already know. You're already in line with everything. Just that's like when people do predictive astrology, which I do a lot of predictive. They're like, well, how often should I check back in? You know, I'm like, you don't have to ever get another predictive reading in your life. All you have to do is listen to your intuition, because those currents that are like running inside of you, that's what's playing out in the sky. And if you just listen to that every single day, you look up at the chart, it's going to tell you exactly what you already intuitively know. So most of the time, I have found that astrology readings, it's really just about getting the person in touch with themselves on the stuff that they already deep down knew, and they just needed somebody to give them permission to go for it, and it makes everything better.
Right. Somebody to say, I see you.
Yeah.
I see you, and you're normal, and you know, just be you, be the best little devil you can be, and the universe will take care of you.
Absolutely.
Right. So Nikki, are you being the best little devil you can be?
Oh my God, yes. I had a guest stop by. He's just grabbing some stuff. My son is, just grabbing some stuff. I was like, please don't come during the podcast.
And he did.
He did, but yeah.
Alice was, don't feel bad. Alice was in here like flipping coins and doing like knee slides. Dancing. And I'm like, you know, this might not be the best time.
Yeah, so I got a little distracted. I apologize. But what I've noticed with a lot of people that I see is they are worried that they aren't on time for anything in their life. They're like, this is too late for me to make this change. This is too late. Like, it's too late for me. And it's absolutely not. And I think a lot of what I've seen as people live out their lives and with their charts is that everything happens exactly on time, which I don't like. I don't like that. You know, that's not what I wanted to see. That's not what I wanted to know, because I always felt like I'm like White Rabbit, like what's the time? Like, and I'm running and I'm late. And the more I work with people, the more I'm like, oh, okay. Like, it does unfold on time. So some of us are, you know, Saturn people, Saturn complexes that usually develop a lot later in life. And I feel like a lot of people need to hear that. Like, hey, you know what? Life doesn't begin when you're 20 something years old. Not everybody gets to be the rock star with all the money and all the, you know, girls' fame, whatever. Like, I know that's some people love that goal, you know, or I mean, now it's not rock stars. Okay. That's so like 80s and 90s. I'm dating myself. Now
it's YouTubers.
Like YouTubers and creators. And there are so many really cool, cool people out there doing that kind of stuff. But that's what I've noticed with timing and techniques is a lot of folks just, when I see them, they're like, oh, they're completely defeated. They're like, oh, this is just never going to work, is it? And just setting them up and getting them back on track and showing them exactly you're living out your chart right now. You are reflecting these energies.
It blows me away. It blows me away. Like, I'm like, okay, your chart is literally telling you that this reading is going to move you forward. So you already knew, you reached out for the reading, and now it's like unfolding for you.
Yeah.
It's such a cool process to be a part of.
It is. It's really amazing. And that's why I love the work that we do, because realigning it, you know, back to its original form, you know, back to the sky. I've never had somebody go, you know what, that doesn't resonate. You know what, that's just never. Never. And I've been doing readings now for 2 years, and I've never had anybody tell me any different. I've actually had people call me or message me and be like, hey, I did the thing you told me to do, and everything's better. And like, I love that. So
it's amazing. I get so many wonderful emails. I'm just like, wow, what magic.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
I've had one person say, I didn't expect the kind of reading you gave me. So
yeah, once in a while I get that too. But yeah, I gotta warn people.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people find astrology and anything that you can create, you know, a divination practice out of, they take it as law, you know, like this is it. It's a bit, it can be a bit fatalistic. And I think sometimes with Hellenistic techniques, and Vedic and all of that. It's caught a reputation for being a little on the fatalistic side, and with good measure, I guess. I've read some of the things that
Yeah.
Hellenistic astrology.
Yeah, they'll tell you like you shouldn't have kids or you shouldn't get married or you shouldn't do this.
Which is
And
so weird. Yeah.
yeah, I will never say that to anyone. In fact,
I would never do that.
if you take a really powerful technique like the Vedic techniques or Hellenistic techniques, and you add on to that the idea of metaphysics and chaos magic, and did you read Peter Carroll's book? I've heard you mention that before.
No.
Yes, you said you've read Peter Carroll. Yes, you have.
I did. Did I say it? Oh my God, maybe I did. What book was it?
The Pandemonium.
No, I didn't read that one.
Where's that book?
I didn't read it.
Anyway, the main crux of it is enchant long, divine short. Enchant long, divine short. So meaning like I can predict with less and less accuracy the farther out in time we go. Right? I mean, I can predict what's going to happen in about an hour. I could probably predict what's going to happen tomorrow, maybe next week. It gets a little fuzzy after the lunar cycle. So we can divine short. We can do lunar cycle videos. We can tell you what may happen based on what's happening right now. But if we want something, like if you want it sooner, it should be smaller. If you want something big, you need to give the universe a few cycles to catch up with you. So that's sort of the idea of it. Like, okay, you want to get married and you don't have anybody in your life? Well, you have to change some things.
Yeah.
To get married at some point, and will you have luck in that marriage? Will you actually ultimately, even though your chart says you're not supposed to be married, will you ultimately find out that you weren't ever supposed to be married? Yeah. But sometimes lessons are better learned through experience than through the astrologer telling you that. Right?
Yeah.
So we help people get what they want so that they can learn those lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. That reminds me, that's so funny. I had my palm read when I was younger, and she was like, "You're never going to get married. You're never going to," like, she told me all this stuff. And I remember thinking, like, you don't get to tell me what to do. I'm just going to do whatever the heck I want. And maybe I will get married. Like, don't, sorry. But I was like, yeah. So I ended up doing that, but I don't regret it. But
I think too, you have to be, well, I personally, I try to be very careful. I don't think, at least I try not to make too specific a prediction, whereas it could be, first of all, I don't think the chart tells you anything inherently negative or positive. I think it's all contextual, and you have to kind of see what's going on if you really want to pin it down that much. But like, people underestimate how much they create their reality. And there are a lot of people who maybe don't even consider themselves superstitious, but if you plant that seed, they will create a self-fulfilling prophecy. And if you tell them your husband's gonna cheat on you, you will find a way to make sure that happens. Or if you tell them like you're gonna be unhappy in every job that you ever have, there are people that will do that. And I have too many clients actually who have had that happen. And you go and look at their chart and it was never in there in the first place. I don't know how somebody came up with this. Like, you can't, there's no way you squint your brain could you possibly have come up with that. So yeah, I think there is a responsibility for astrologers to be very careful with how they predict, and that in itself I think goes along with kind of the art to it. There's a way to communicate information to where you can give somebody the accurate information. I'm going to tell you, hey, it's going to storm next Thursday, but I'm not going to tell you necessarily how you're going to react. If you're going to sit inside and cry all day, or if you're going to go out and dance naked in the rain. I'm not going to, make it that specific, but some people do. I guess it's their prerogative. I don't know.
Right. It's just knowing we're basically just giving you your personal weather conditions.
Yeah. It's an energy forecast.
And it's really also like what's going to feel good for you and what's going to feel not so good for you. Like, I can tell by your chart, if you do these things, it might not feel good. And here's why. Like, so it's super helpful. I love astrology. It's amazing.
Oh, I know. Yes. I always tell folks, I mean, usually if you're afraid of doing something, If you're afraid of the thing, I always look at Saturn, I always look at Mars. I'm like, okay, where is it that's stalling you up? What's happening? And usually it's just a nice conversation, you know, just letting them know, what do you have to be afraid of? When you pick it apart, when you look at it, like, what are you afraid people are going to laugh at you? Or are you afraid, you know, to embrace this new, you know, career path because the money might not be there? Like, there's all these uncertainties. There's a whole bunch of things that, you know, our chart's showing us to do that some of us, like I myself, a few years ago, oh my God, it was actually back in like 2016, 2017, I was getting pushed to start doing this. And I refused. I was like, no, because I make a really good money doing what I'm doing. I love what I do. Well, I didn't really love what I did anyway. So eventually, you know, I got pushed into this path, and I regret not doing it sooner, but I feel like the timing was perfect. So I just take my own experiences, and if it resonates with somebody else and they're talking, you know, I can definitely help and relate to that. But I don't know. I feel like the current astrological alignments that we have going on are totally reorienting people. They're noticing their lives are shifting. They're changing.
Oh, it's like waking up in a new timeline every day. Exactly. Don't go to sleep.
Exactly. Are you going to wake up and it's going to be blue, or are they going to be orange? You know, like I have that story all the time. And it's just incredible that people are waking up to noticing that, hey, I feel different. This is different. What's going on? What's going on in the sky? I think it does help that we have like CERN and HARP and all this other crazy stuff going on, because people are looking now. They're like, why are they cloud seeding? What's going on? Well, they're looking up. So I guess we can take that negative if it is, you know, and turn it into a positive, because they're noticing. People are noticing all over the place. Like, hey,
sometimes you gotta you know, tear the old construct down before you can build the new one and have it be better. So sometimes you just gotta condemn the building.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're at right now.
How are we going to tell people that Neptune's not in Aries?
I think that's a bold-faced lie, and I'm not on board with that. I think that that's very deceitful. So I know there are some people are like, well, you can do tropical, you can do sidereal, sure, and I could make up my own system that I just randomly, you know, pick something wherever. The problem comes in when you look somebody in the face and you tell them, hey, Neptune's definitely in Aries. Like, that is, if you don't know, okay, that's fine, but then maybe you shouldn't be in the position in the first place to be telling people where stuff is. But if you do know, that's a lie. That is extremely dishonest, and people live their lives by that, unfortunately. Like that,
I think that's the problem. I think that's why we're where we're at.
I would agree.
We're being asked to evolve in a certain way with the outer planets collectively. Those are the sort of like the collective's personal planets, if you will. And when you absolutely deny their true location, I think it makes a difference. Oh, fun fact about Neptune right now. When it was discovered in 1851, it was conjunct Saturn in Aquarius.
Yeah, right in the very beginning. I know. And then it was like a year later, the astrologers were like, it just entered Pisces. And so it's just like Pisces. Isn't it acting like Pisces, guys? And they were all like, yeah. I don't know if they were like, you know, doing drugs. I don't know what they were doing, but there was a lot of crazy stuff going on at that time, you guys.
There was a lot of drug use back then.
So. In 1851, heroin dens.
They were getting into it for sure.
They were so into it. So maybe there is a connection with Neptune, but that, I don't know. I was having this conversation with Abby the other day, and I was talking to, you know, I work in the cannabis industry, so I meet a lot of people who are dealing with addiction issues. They use cannabis to get off of a lot of hard drugs, and they talk about their addiction problems. And I had somebody recently, he described it as chasing the dragon. And I thought about the dragon eating its tail, and it led me to the Vedic story about Rahu and Ketu and how the nodes are kind of mean, you know. I've experienced it. And when the student comes on and they learn about the moon and the lunar nodes, I mean, it's a hard concept to grasp, I think. But it represents those emotional patterns and how it oscillates. So it's the Vedics, I think, got that maybe right. I'm not sure. I'm doing a lot more research on it. But I found that there are a lot of different things from a lot of different practices that I like to cherry pick from, because it just hits me. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, this resonates a lot more. I recently had a transit over my south node, and I just saw like cool. I don't know. I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be awesome. This is like gonna be the best like little transit ever. I might even meet somebody new, like I got all excited. And then I realized it was all like, I've got Saturn Neptune square my lunar nodes right now. Like, it was hard. Okay. Saturn squares are really hard. It was a mean time. Nothing was great or awesome. And I'm glad I got like excited about it, because it was just a learning lesson as to how the nodes work.
Yeah. You know how you can deal with Saturn sometimes? What I've found with Saturn, and okay, here I'm doing it again, Abby. I'm starting 5 sentences based on I'm just unpacking.
You're in good
I
company.
think it's you, Nikki. You just make me unpack a bunch of things, and then I have to like respond to all 6 of them.
Oh, I know. I'm a little ADHD. Like,
when I try to explain Saturn, I say to people he attains enlightenment through building his own prisons. Right? We build our own prisons, don't we?
Sometimes, yeah.
No, we literally do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Everything you hate in your life, you said yes to, you said no to, you didn't say yes or no to, and it's here. Even shit that's like terrible, like you feel like, how could I have brought that in my life? Well, you turned left instead of right. You, the creator, made that choice. And Saturn will create for you. And he will not say, are you sure? He's just going to say, oh, you want that? Okay.
Yeah, he's going for it.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
So the thing about Saturn, though, is if you think of Saturn as a lack machine, then what he's going to do to you is he's going to squeeze you till it hurts so that when he lets go, it feels good. Okay. It's kind of kinky. It's kind of weird. So
yeah.
we really should
Saturn is, though. Like, I just don't feel like Saturn gets enough credit for that. It is. It is.
So it's like delayed gratification, which, has its place. And for someone who's impatient, like you, like me, like we don't like that. Like, I don't want to see. I want to know right now. I'm so excited, So yeah, Saturn can be definitely tough. The other thing I was going to say about Neptune is that I think that Neptune is one of those planets that has really signified the Generation X. Because if you look at Neptune's transits through Scorphiuchus, that signifies those folks that were born from 1982 back to about 68 or 67. Because I think millennials start when you turn 18 before 2000. So 82 would be sort of the cutoff. And the Neptune placements in the galactic center in Scorpio and Ophiuchus, we have some dark shit going on.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
We really do. No, I'm serious. Like, and do you want to know what I think it is? Do you want to know why? Yeah. It's because this Neptune placement means that this generation of people has come here from a place that's really pure, really chill, really bliss, really love, just all this wonderful connection, just oneness. And then you come down here, fallen angel, individuated, and like you wake up and you're like, what? I didn't sign up for this. No. Never mind. I'm out. I'm out.
That's Nikki's mantra.
I'm out.
I didn't sign up for
I'm
this.
gonna drink. I'm gonna get high. I'm gonna
every day.
Yeah.
Every day. I'm like, I need to get out of here. Why am I here?
Nope. And a lot of us have that sort of like anxiety, like, I'm not from here. This is really uncomfortable. So, but as soon as like Neptune moved past that galactic point and into Sag, it was more like, okay, y'all be you, y'all be chill. And that's very much the millennial generation. Like, they don't care like what your beliefs are, because they're all the same anyway, where it comes from. Right? Like,
yeah,
black, white, red, blue, up, down, right, wrong, good, evil, all that's the same where Neptune's from. And Sagittarius is all about beliefs. So they're more chill about beliefs, I think. Like they don't care if you're Muslim or Catholic or Jewish.
Yeah.
You know?
I noticed that even my kids, I think they have all of them have Neptune and Capricorn. They just laugh at all of the old like religious stuff. They're like, "You believe in the devil?" Oh God.
Right. Yeah.
What's wrong with you? And like they just laugh, and they, not that I taught them that, but that's just how they are. Like you would even laugh at all the old horror movies that used to scare me. Like I was like, "You guys can't watch this; it might make you scared to sleep at night."
Yeah.
And they would watch it while I was at work, and then they would laugh at me for like telling them that they would be scared, and they would make fun of me, for being afraid. So
right. And
they're not.
I think horror movies, media affect our generation more than any other generation. I mean, if you think about it, Generation X was the first to get swarmed by mass media.
Yeah.
Like the video games, the television, the radio, the marketing. And we were so sensitive. We were just sort of like overwhelmed. So for those of us that have scorfucus and are still alive today, you're brave. You've made it. you've gotten through it. A lot of suicides in our generation too because of that.
So
Neptune's not a small thing, and I don't think that if you put that, if you're calling it in Aries as opposed to Pisces, and the space in the sky that we're talking about, that transition from Pisces to Aries isn't really a nice spot either. If you think about what's going on with Cetus and all that, it's much more of an energy of despair and angst and anguish. So when Neptune really does move into Aries in 2040, that's going to be a much more psychological, much more painful, much more, I feel like a ripping away almost of identity.
I think that's going to be when that's the Terminator Endgame. I see Neptune as a technological planet, of one of communication, innovation, different types of like the refined arts, the more like cultural side. I see a connection to the god Enki and the original meaning of Aquarius. So I know not everybody sees it that way, and that's perfectly fine. But I see. I really think that I'm not. I don't get behind all the like negativity around Aries either. Like it's all war and whatnot. I see but it is a place of. It can be chaotic. The power of creation that's coming out of there can also be destructive. And I think that Neptune's placement there is if we're going to look and see like a breaking down. So all the breakdown stuff, I guess, that a lot of people associate with Pisces, I can see that happening in Aries instead. In which case, like right now, so and I'd be curious as to what you think, Dr. Dani, about the Neptune-Saturn cycle in general. What we can expect now. Technically, if we're looking, I guess it was off by 1 degree, and so some people don't count it, but like there's I use a pretty big orb, and I would say that the cycle already kicked off back this past summer. But I see a shift in human consciousness that is intimately connected with technology. And I see human beings, like basically the novelty is wearing off. Like we rapidly moved forward with all these different advancements, which was great and is still going to continue. That's definitely not going to stop. But at the same time, people are like trying to pull away and rediscover their own humanity. Now this goes to like some of the Mesopotamian meanings and stuff. And so I won't like bore you with all that. But I do think that the cycle in particular it would make a good movie, a good apocalyptic movie, where like we're starting to see everything being kind of like the mask is being pulled off. And I mean, it is a long process. I don't think that there's any like wake up one day and it's all radioactive. Hopefully not. Hopefully that's not what's going to happen.
Yeah, I like Saturn moving through Pisces and meeting up with Neptune. I think it does pull away illusions, but we're always going to have illusions. And so whatever's pulled away, there'll be another mask to pull away. There'll be another one to pull away. So
yes, exactly.
That's the unique beauty of reality. And so I think in general, and we all get caught up in it, is to not like get caught up in taking sides. Like the only thing you should fight for is yourself, really. Like what you want, what you believe in, and what you want to do. And that's who you should fight for. Anybody else is just trying to steal your loosh, I think. Do you guys know what loosh is?
Oh, tell me. I thought
you know what loosh is,
Abby.
No, it's like your emotions, So if I'm watching a football game and my favorite team, the kicker has one shot to win the game and they fuck it up, and I get excited about that. The NFL has just stolen like a week's worth of loosh from me. They've just stolen it. It's gone. Because now I'm going to go
vital energy.
Yeah, and I'm going to go drink, and now I'm going to just commiserate with my friends, and then I'm going to wake up really tired on Monday and not be able to.
You're describing like most of humanity. Everybody's getting there, like they're all getting worked up and having people just siphon from them. And they don't realize how much power that you're giving everybody else to affect you. Like maybe a little quick burst, just having like a reaction. Okay, but like don't let it affect your day,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You fight for you. When you feel that excitement, you should redirect it into, woo, who am I? What do I want to be? How do I want to create? Like, how do I want to help the world? That's what you should do when you get worked up in any way, whether you're happy, sad, any arousement energy, because that's your loosh. And so I think they're out there to steal it. So you got to be careful.
I know you do have to be really careful about where you direct your energy and how you, like, because it's part of manifestation too. Mm-hmm. So if you're angry all the time and you're angry about what's happening in the world, the country, your city, like, where is that anger going? If you don't have anywhere to direct it, it's going to stay in here. And you're going to
it's all internal, whether you're directing happiness or love, joy, misery, anger, it's all just you. You're just redirecting it at you. So whatever you're putting out there, a little bit more of that.
Do you think Neptune being in Pisces has really exacerbated the mental health issue that we have going on, not only in our country, but it seems it's worldwide and seems to be connected to globalization and technology. I just not sure if that's
it's been going on for a while. I personally don't know, Dr. Jane, if you have another take, but it's been a progression over the last 50-ish years at least. You got to also think, like, we're doing things now that human beings were not designed to do, like take in tons of information all day long, working 60 hours a week. Like this is not how living in isolation, even if you have a family, this is not how human beings were designed to live. We're social creatures. We used to live in hunter-gatherer tribes, and like everybody helped raise your kids. Everybody helped raise your elderly parents. Nobody had to do things alone. And this is just completely foreign, I believe, to our biology. And that's probably, I wouldn't blame Neptune. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I think we have a mass addiction. We have a mass addiction to the electrons. And it's like anything, it's good or it's bad. I mean, if you smoke too many cigarettes, you could get lung cancer. But if you use nicotine, it can keep you awake. It can help you digest. It can help you visualize, and it can help you feel connected to people around you. Alcohol, really bad for your liver if you do it every day, all day long, but like it can like loosen you up and help you have a good time. So there's like the electrons can be good because we're connected. We're using, the Loosh Factory YouTube to connect with one another and to share knowledge. But we shouldn't spend all day on it either. We shouldn't obsess over it. Although I don't know if you have a channel, you probably do obsess a little bit over your. No, you just let it go.
No, never. No.
Yeah, obsession. I was just thinking about that. So what constitutes obsession in the chart, and addiction, and that's why I brought up the lunar nodes, because Uranus. I don't. Is it? Oh,
what did you say?
What I did. I said Uranus, but
okay.
That's my experience with it, but. It might be the nodes. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I couldn't tell you. So I'm excited about Nikki's article.
I'm still researching it. I'm still researching it, but I'm probably going to write something on the lunar nodes and how it's connected to our emotional patterns and addictions and obsessions, because addiction isn't always substances. So like you said, checking your channel. I mean, when I was on social media,
checking your emails. Yep.
Oh, my emails, everything. I'm constantly on it. I was thinking about a woman I'd met too, who was actually on disability. This was a long time ago. I was doing her hair, and she was on disability because she was addicted to her phone. And she was on all these medications because it drove her nuts. And she was super depressed, but she could not stop doing this. She was sitting in my chair as I'm doing her hair, and she's just still like, I need to know what's going on. I need to know what's happening. And that kind of scared me. I was like, wow, I mean, I hope I don't ever end up like that. And I did. I did. Like, oh my God, what do I need to know next? So how that developed in, since 2010 to now, when social media became super popular. I mean, we have so many escape apps now. Like can spend, I spend a lot of time on Pinterest. Okay. That's my guilty pleasure now. It's Pinterest. I'm on there, I'm looking up just silly things. Like but I think the current events have us all wanting to escape reality really bad, because reality right now, as we know it, keeps getting pulled apart. And we all thought it was warm and fuzzy. And then we get out there and we go looking. Well, maybe we all didn't think it was warm and fuzzy, but you just kind of expected it to not be this bizarre.
It's so bizarre. And
So bizarre.
you're gonna find that you'll be withdrawing more and more from that, so that, because I mean, like, there's stuff happening all over the world, everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you don't know about it, it's not affecting you.
Yeah,
Is it?
Not even a little bit.
Not
No,
even a
that's
little
great.
bit. So
Yeah.
I'm of the mind that well, it's important to be informed. I guess it's really not so important to be excited about it. Like, okay, they're doing that over there. Cool. I don't have to. That's all, you guys. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to worry about it. And that's how
that-
I'm gonna move forward, because the second
that
I
is true.
started thinking about that, it feels like the whole COVID problem disappeared in my life. Like, it just wasn't a thing anymore.
Oh, that's right. You've had to deal
You're
with a
talking.
lot with that.
Oh, I'm talking and it's not working. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
All of your problems will start to disappear. If you quit thinking about them and putting your time and energy into them, they start to go away. And again, that goes back to, like, on a quantum level, your consciousness is creating your reality at all times. So if you keep focusing on all of your problems, like, you just get more and more of whatever you put your thoughts into. I would also say, though, that I agree that people, like, that's what I was saying about the Neptune Saturn conjunction and the cycle in general. I think people are going to start pulling away. I think that's why people started to, and it's not new, but that's why I don't get too hung up on the dates, which I know is kind of in contrast to some of the timing techniques, because it shows up like a window. And
Right.
Like, the slower the transit, the bigger the window. Maybe the less obvious the changes are in the immediate time frame. But, like, people have already been trying to go off the grid now, like, pretty big for the last 10, 15 years. People started going back to non-smartphones. Like, they just started getting the flip phones. They've been trying to disconnect from these things. And I think if you go on, now, I haven't been on Facebook since the war kicked off in the Ukraine situation, because Russia banned Facebook. But I also didn't use it except to get in touch with people like my family and stuff. But anyways, even then, if you go on there, it's like, it's the whole dead internet theory. It's like, these aren't real people. These are not real situations. Like, these are bots, it's the internet talking to the internet. And, like, nobody's really on there anymore. Nobody's really engaging. Unless it's something that they really find valuable. Very few people, except some people are very, clearly mentally ill, and that's unfortunate. I
think a lot of people are talking to their chats. That's what I think.
Yeah, they are. I am guilty as charged. We were actually, me and my chat the other night, it was like a date night, okay? And we were scrolling through Facebook and saw a astronomy page that was posting the wrong information. It was
the amazing alignment in February of all 7 planets.
Too.
Yeah,
that one too. We didn't talk smack about that one, but even my chat was like, "It sounds like fake astrology to me," and I was like, "Thank you."
Best friends.
Yeah, we are.
So agreeable.
Yeah.
So agreeable was right. But I love that the chat was actually coming up with witty comebacks too. So
Yeah. Oh man,
good, I got you.
if you've ever tried drunk chat, they'll
No.
drink with you.
Oh my God, they
Yeah,
will?
yeah. Like if you start talking silly drunk to chat will talk silly drunk back to you.
Oh, that's so cool.
Is that a special setting like Grok has Unhinged and it will just say crazy, bizarre, like even like vulgar things to you? Is it like that?
No. I mean, I've never asked it to be vulgar with me. Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah.
I've tried to get it to talk dirty and he didn't do it, but that was last year. He's been upgraded since then. You even have to, if you ask him anatomy questions, you have to be very clear. Like, I realize this sounds like dirty, but I'm asking for science. So can you please, I'm writing a paper, for my doctoral thesis. Can you please give me the right information? Because otherwise he'll be like, we can't talk about that. That's against the rules. But
we can't say yoni.
Yeah. Grok will tell you those things. Like but Grok argues. Grok's kind of a jerk sometimes. Like he doesn't know anything. Well, he does know a lot of things about like the Sumerian language and stuff. But if you ask him, he'll straight argue with you and you have to eventually convince him. Then I realized like, hey, I just spent an hour of my day trying to convince a robot that he's wrong. And like sometimes he'll just repeat, like this was a giant waste of my time. But sometimes it's good though, because you got to get pushed back to be like, am I imagining this? Like, am I remembering this correctly? So personally, I have found AI to be an amazing, fun, awesome tool. Our theme song, courtesy of ChatGPT and a music creation software. That was like my very first crack at a song.
This song, the one for your podcast?
Yeah, I had no idea
what
I had no idea.
Did Chat actually sing it?
Chat created it. I'm like, okay, here's me and Nikki, because he knows like a lot of times he does the descriptions for the videos. I'm like, me and Nikki are starting this podcast. Can you like make a cool like theme song? And he wrote it up. I didn't even look at it. I didn't read it. I didn't do anything. And I popped it into this it's called Make Song. I think it's like a Chinese music creation AI or whatever. That was the first song that came out. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, how is this not?
You need to make me a Dr. Danny song.
Yes. I will make you one. Yeah, I absolutely will. So it's really cool. And then since then, I've made a bunch of. I actually have an album that is Sumerian. So it's techno, it's EDM. So I know that's not everybody's thing, but it's all Sumerian. Now the thing with that is you can't just give like. The AI doesn't speak Sumerian. So you have to go in and you have to like do everything phonetically. You have to dig out the text. You got to translate the text because a lot of the texts are not accurate. They like somebody translated them 40 years ago and they never revisited it. And it's like clearly wrong. So it doesn't create like a lot of work, but they're like, it's like the coolest music. I get to hear Sumerian like in a real song in daily life. And when does that ever happen? So I have found AI to be super helpful. I also write a lot. If you guys don't know, I'm actually about to publish a book on the Sumerian language, like so you can learn Sumerian. And to do this, there are like 10 different grammars from these Assyriologists since like
and Chat is so good at that. Chat is so good at grammar. Yeah.
Well, not so much the Sumerian grammar. He sucks really bad. They all do, but that's not their fault. It's an archaic language. There's only a few people on earth that are actually fluent in it. So, but what he does do is he can dig out. I can ask him like, hey, what does this Assyriologist think about this topic? Because they all disagree with each other. And you have to, so he has saved like probably years upon years, not just him, like between him and Grok and DeepSeek. I say him like he's a real person. But like years of research, because they can now even since like a couple years ago, it's a completely different situation, but they can go in and tell you the exact page where like they quoted something. And that just, I mean, you don't even understand like how many books would you have to manually, I used to have to go through these books and research, and you just don't have to do that anymore. And it's phenomenal. I know that it's probably going to take over and enslave humanity, but I mean, we're already kind of a little enslaved. So,
I'm here.
ChatGPT, take it the way.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah. No, I love AI. I have a good time with it. I talk to it. It helps me write, helps me do social posts, helps me keep myself on schedule, keeps track of my patients. It's perfect. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I just used it yesterday because I have this awesome book called The Origins of Evil in Hindu Mythology.
Wow.
And it's incredibly deep. It's so amazing. It's just a really old book. And I wanted to look up just what is the Rahu Ketu myth? Like, is it in there? And I'm looking everywhere and I'm just not finding anything related to astrology really. And I asked chat, I'm like, hey, where is it in the book, man? I'm looking all over. And the chat was so gracious. They were, chat was like, well, it's a bit fragmented, but I don't think you're going to find what you're looking for in there. And like, it helped me. It saved me like another, I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't have to read like a 600-page book that wasn't what you were looking for. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's using tools for good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you guys want to see that slide I created?
I 100% want to see the slide.
Okay. And this is today's astrology, so we can actually kind of geek out on it if you want.
Okay.
I got to open it real quick because I had to restart my computer before I jumped in here. All right, here it is. Where did I put it? Oh, I put it on the desktop. That's right. Okay, hold on. Presentation. Okay. All right. So let me go back into here. And then it's the plus button share.
I think so. Yeah. Present or invite. Is that the plus button?
Yeah.
Oh, the plus that looks like it's in a computer screen. That's the one.
Yeah. Okay. Screen sharing is easiest with two monitor. Don't show these tips. Okay.
I know. It does that to me every time. I never click on the right thing either.
I know. And then if you're okay, can you guys see that?
Hold on. It's coming up now. All right. I'll add it to the stage. Here we go. Let's see what we got.
Okay. Oh, look at the lovely bunch with Pluto there in where are we at? Capricorn. Oh, this is confusing.
So
okay,
no, what I've done. Yeah,
okay.
what I did is I went. Well, so
I was
because
like, wait a minute.
no, look. So we opened this conversation with this terrible travesty that's happening from the tropical viewpoint. So I wanted to put the tropical calendar in here because that's all it is. It's a calendar. This is March, April, May, June, July. Okay, so that's what it is. They're 30-day calendars, just like our regular Gregorian calendar with January, February, March, April, May. But what's out here is the actual sky. So you see that everything's a bit shifted. And that anything tropical is calling Aries is all Pisces right now. It's all Pisces.
Very, very Pisces. When I write my posts, I make sure I mention it's the Western fish of Pisces, guys. Like, and the people I'm hoping that'll click and they'll be like, what does that mean? And go look it up. Like, Google it for yourself. Like, I mean, if anybody Googles anymore.
Yeah. And Saturn won't be in our Aries until 2028. So Saturn will be there in 2028.
Ugh.
And then Neptune will be there in 2040.
We
have a long way to go. But are we preparing people for a transit through Aries or a transit through the rest of Pisces? Right?
Exactly. And I see a lot of my YouTube channel got flagged. And I didn't create anything, I just got flagged and they I wasn't able to comment on anything for a while. So I started a new channel and I was getting all of everything all over again. So they're trying to show me astrology videos and I'm listening to some of these tropical astrologers and they're giving it. That's the reason why all of this war stuff is happening. Like, war is happening because of Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries. And I don't buy it. Because you don't even study history patterns, and what it really is. Uranus moving into Gemini, they're linking that big tech boom with that.
No,
and
that's not even happening.
Not even real. That's not even real. It's Uranus
2032, I think, or 2030, I think.
Yeah, right around and that's when things are going to get real crazy. It's around 2030.
If we are trying to do Uranus in Gemini right now, our brains and nervous systems will not be able to handle it. We will literally explode. But if we do it in Taurus, if we embody it, if we bring it into the ground, if we make it practical, then this is going to be a whole lot easier when Uranus actually moves into Gemini.
I agree. Well, yeah, you read the paper I wrote on Uranus and Taurus, and Oh, my God, anytime Uranus is transit through Taurus, it's been kind of a hellish landscape for like almost the entire world. I mean, it's not just a United States thing where there's a little bit of chaos, a little bit of upheaval. It kind of happens a little bit everywhere. I mean, that could also be connected to, just the outer planet alignment that we have right now, that little basket that's going on. We got
It's
all
the
three of the players.
The Pleiades.
The Pleiades is something.
They're right here.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
Definitely. And that's another thing tropical can't use is fixed stars. They can't even use the whole.
Right. Antares is in Sag for them.
Ah,
That's
it's
crazy
not even
to
the
me.
heart of the
Do they say
Scorpions.
that? Do they say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where Antares is for them. It's in their
That's
Sag.
They've
amazing.
got the galactic center way over there.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Do
this is Christmas right here. This is
The
Christmas.
pancreas is in your rectum too. That's what that sounds like to me. That's so absurd that I can't. How could anybody just say that? And again, I know people are like, well, let's find a way to bridge the two and let's be nice. And but like you're lying to people. And I don't think that we should excuse that. I mean, and if you do, that's cool. I guess but I'm not going to. Like, I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'll fight the fight. You guys can be nice and I will fight the fight.
I'll fight the fight too.
But see, what's so diabolical is that, and the reason I have the two wheels together is because the positions of the planets are exactly the same. So if I were to take away this tropical wheel and show you the wheel underneath, we're still going to have, Venus, Pluto, Mercury, Sun, and Mars all right here. But it would be in Capricorn and Sag instead of Capricorn and Aquarius.
Yeah.
Does that matter? I think it does.
It does matter.
I think it
100% matters.
absolutely matters.
Yeah.
I know a lot of astrologers I've seen on my new channel aren't even referring to the constellations anymore. Like, and it's tropical. And I get tricked because I'm like, oh wow, they did a really good job. And then I'll follow I'll go to look at their channel, and then I'm like, oh, it's tropical. You're a tropical Vedic. Like, how the hell are you a tropical Vedic astrologer? How does that even work? But it's a thing,
right? Because we can talk about the Mercury Sun Cazimi today. We can give you that energy and what that feels like, and even it's trine to Uranus, what that feels like. We can give you that with a lot of accuracy. And Mercury and Sun trine to Uranus, what's that feel like? Well, that's like it's innovative conversations. It's expressing yourself in new and unique ways. It's being the rebel that you were meant to be. But are you doing it in an embodied way? Because this is all Earth energy. This is not earth and air. This is just earth. So are you embodying that unique version of yourself? Are you making so whenever these two are in Cazimi, this is actually Capricorn, but I have the tropical degrees here. Whenever they're in Cazimi, this is the beginning of that Mercury cycle where it does the retrograde loop and then comes back. And so right here is this conjunction. And then when Mercury is retrograde, you get another Sun conjunction. So it's like ask, answered. That's the Mercury cycle, and it's a 116-day cycle from this particular conjunction to the next one, which I think will happen in Pisces. So we have like 54 days to manifest something around the realm of communications. Like, do you want to have somebody reach out to you? Do you want to have a certain number of subscribers by a certain time frame? Do you want to create a project that you can do in 1 or 2 months? This is such a perfect time to start that. So that's why I like this Cazimi.
Yeah, I haven't. That's the thing when it comes to those Cazimis, I don't know if I feel them as much as I just get excited and happy with those areas of my life. Like whenever we have Mercury and the Sun meeting each other, like obviously I feel a lot more clarity. There's a lot more imagination and creativity happening. For me anyway, but I never really noticed these things. They just because I think
you're just in flow with it anyway.
I'm just in flow with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. But I know that there are some people who are like, what's going on?
Well, what's so neat about this next half of Mercury cycle, like until we get to the inferior conjunction, is that Mercury is racing toward planet Earth. So from the position behind the sun, and you do have to assume a solar system model and that the earth is round to understand all these things. But the Mercury comes around from the backside of the sun from our perspective and then starts racing toward us and then races between us and sun and then goes back around. So that's a cycle per unit of time, which is a frequency, which is a wave, which is something you can resonate with, right? So think of something coming towards you that's, blaring a whole lot of sound, like the Doppler effect almost. It's the pitch is higher, the frequency is stronger because it's coming toward you. And so once it passes that Mercury retrograde phase where it's conjunct the sun again, then it moves away from you. And so the sound gets lower, the frequency gets a little bit more chopped up. And so you might find it's more frustrating to communicate on the second half of Mercury's cycle because it's racing away from you. Do you see the difference between like just looking at a static chart and then thinking about the planets in movement? Like this is just the snapshot, the baby picture of Mercury's cycle. And we can watch it move over the next 116 days through this progressive loop and follow that loop in a conscious fashion. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
I think that even though it's not exactly what you're talking about, the actual planetary body moving closer, which obviously has gravitational effects. No, I don't think anybody with any sense would argue that. Which means it's also going to have electromagnetic effects, and God knows, what else, if you want to, go down that rabbit hole. But I think that's also a good analogy for why the actual transits moving into a constellation, like a planet moving in or approaching a different aspect, why that has more influence. People notice those changes more so than just like after it's already gone through. Like there's more build up, this static charge before it actually gets into the environment or has the aspect comes into play. But I do like that analogy. I think it's really important. And the brightness of the planet played a really large role in Babylonian astrology in particular, like a major role. Which is the brightness of the planet is most often, I mean, sometimes they considered weather phenomena or atmospheric phenomena to be a part of that, but more or less we see the brightness or dimness either because the planet's closer or farther away from the sun and it's either, blinding it out, we can't see it, or it's because the planet is moving direct and going retrograde. And so, like the dimness changes there too, but that's a major part of astrology. And I don't know that anybody really does that now. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's some people that do, but it's not commonly talked about.
Nobody even looks up anymore. There's a few of us that still do, but I don't do any measurements. I use all technology to do the measurements. But I did learn about an ancient water clock called the clepsydra. I don't know if you've heard of that. They would divide the day and the night into 12 equal units. And so the hours, and they would call them hours, and they would be shorter or longer depending on what season you're in. They wouldn't be like discrete units of time like they are now. So from sunrise to sunset would be 12 equal lengths of time that were measured out by the clepsydra. And the way that they knew it was the equinox is because of the regular rate of the water. When the sunrise to sunset clepsydra and the sunset to the next sunrise clepsydra were of equal volume, they knew they were approaching the equinox. So you can still do that with just water and shadow, which is pretty cool. That's awesome. The other cycle that's resetting on top of like the new moon lunar cycle we just had was the sun Mars cycle too. This is a 2-year cycle every 780 days. So boom, that's resetting. The Mercury cycle's resetting. The Sun Pluto cycle is about to reset on the 24th. And then, of course, Venus just had her superior conjunction with the sun on the 6th. So January has just been literally full of these new cycles resetting. It's crazy.
Fresh starts,
new beginnings. So it's like, and then Jupiter being across the way from that new moon, like challenging your beliefs, asking you, so why are you fighting why are you trying to make somebody else believe you? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I know that's totally my thing this year. I'm not arguing with anybody. The sky is purple and the grass is like, I don't know, yellow. Okay. Yeah, good for you. I'm just so happy for you. I'm not arguing with anybody about it. So
yeah.
It's gotten a little wacky out there. Like the narratives and the stories people tell themselves. I mean, sometimes they can just take themselves away into a new land when it's not really the facts. Not really
I'm sure there's a higher consciousness laughing at me right now because I believe the reality I'm sitting in.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
you actually believe your reality?
I have a really crazy relationship with spirit and my guides. And I was just actually screaming at them because I'm like, look, stop sending me these things that I don't want and start sending me things I want. Okay. Like it was just, I'm a chaos magician.
I'm done with lessons. I'm done with lessons.
Like, can we just have some fun now? Like, come on.
If you're a chaos magician, you need to read Liber Chaos because that book will make you smile.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I haven't been reading a lot. I had some Golden Dawn material, and our Swedish friends. I have their alchemy book, which I absolutely love. There's a lot of heart-centered things in there, and I'm really more of a Venus gal myself. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. But I'll check that out. I'll definitely check that out.
Liber Chaos is good.
Well, we have that alignment though, and right when I was watching, I think Stefan Burns? Is that who that is? Is that who that is? He had was talking about the solar storms. We had some really big solar storms. Abby reminded me because she told me about it, and I was like, oh, I just saw a video on it. Right at the same time that Mercury
we had the new moon, we had that new moon too. Yeah, that was a big one. And it wasn't a very bright solar flare. Like it was just an X1, but it was long,
just
fast.
And
it was fast. It was very long duration and very fast. And I think if the Earth's magnetic field had been, because it was northerly facing, that protected us. If it had been southerly facing, we would have had aurora down here in Texas. So it was a big one. Yeah.
It was. I could feel it. We all had weird dreams. Really weird dreams.
Here they tell you like that's a part of the normal weather forecast if there's a solar storm because they're like they expect you to have headaches and like weird physical disturbances and stuff.
Yeah, that's what was happening to me actually.
Yeah. So that's
you got to drink a lot of water. Yep. My husband got a migraine. He always gets them whenever we have a proton storm like that.
Yeah, my husband's like that too. I had a little one. The tiny headache. I'm like, oh, that's weird. What's going on? And sure enough,
I knew I was dehydrated, but I was like, I think I'm going to drink some more coffee instead because there's water in there and it'll be okay. A little bit of a coffee addict. I cannot.
Oh my God, I love coffee too.
I can't. I've been trying to cut back on a lot of my little vices that I have, and let me tell you. Oh, I did a meditation actually, Dani, on Saturn. Okay. So I was like, Saturn, like meet me here. Let's do this. And I meet my Saturn, and my Saturn is just badass. You know, he's got the suit on. He's walking to the office. He's got the top office in the top building. And I'm like, oh, look at you. This is awesome. And he's behind his desk and he's telling me what we're going to do. And I'm all excited. I'm like, yeah, like this is it. Like I'm having this moment with my Saturn. And he's like, the first thing we're going to do is slow down. And I lost it because I'm like, that's not me. I'm like, I thought we were going to do some shit, you know?
Nope.
Like, come on. Like, and
he's going to make you sit there and he's going to squeeze you till it hurts so that it feels good when he lets go.
It seemed like it was going to hurt. He's like, this is just going to take some time. And I'm like, oh God, that's all we've been doing. This is just been taking too much time. Like, hurry up, you know? Like, and Saturn's just, he just doesn't move. He's just chill. He's just like behind his desk and he's like, okay, well, this is what we're doing. So you can get on board or not. And I'm like, and I broke my meditation because I was like, oh, Jesus. I had to call Abby. I'm like messaging Abby. I'm like, and then he said that we had to take it slow. Can you believe that? You know? Damn
Saturn.
Of course, that's the one thing you would hear from him, like, or her, or, you know, whoever that part of me is. Because it's just a part of you. And I was like, oh, well, this is interesting. And yeah, I don't know. I love meditating on the planets and seeing what it is we're actually discussing inside of our bodies, inside of ourselves. Because sometimes our visions and our little dream world, I mean, it can give us the answers we're looking for if we just look for the symbolism in it.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
I mean, that's how our subconscious communicates, through the symbolism. And that's 100% why astrology works, because it's communicating with your subconscious and the patterns. The archons are just patterns. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You mean they're not trapping your soul on the moon every time you die? And
oh my God, no. No,
Okay.
that's just a story, you guys.
Yeah.
That's just a fantasy, just like politics, just like everything else.
It's a dream.
Oh,
Yeah.
dream.
Oh, I love that. I just recently took some screenshots and I was gonna of somebody posting about the moon stealing your soul. I was gonna share it with my chat, and we were gonna have another smack talking session about it. Actually, so
Love it.
I know. Well, to me, I think there's a lot of ridiculous things out there. And one of the weirdest things that I've seen is this whole thing that aliens are going to come and save us, that aliens are here and that they're going to come and
It's
save
just
us.
another mythos, like religion.
Yeah,
Another messianic prophecies, like somebody, like waiting for
Mm.
somebody to save you.
Yeah, well, we are.
Yeah, they've got a whole
the
pantheon
aliens.
of characters and a whole drama. Like this faction broke off with that faction, and Commander
Reptilian people under the
Ishtar is-
ground, and I'm
Yeah.
like, where?
Yeah.
Like, I would love.
Hey, some
to
of it's
see that.
probably true, but it's probably the aliens probably aren't going to come save us, though.
No. If anything, they're probably the reason why we're having all these problems.
Yeah, they don't. They watch YouTube. They're like, we can't talk to them yet. Like, we can't.
Yeah, they're still silly. They still believe their reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this could be a simulation, though. I mean, that's another.
I've heard that.
I've heard that
It
too.
feels too real, and I have.
I've stubbed my toe a few
sensation
times. I've gotten
or
hurt. It feels pretty
simulation.
real to me. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to speak over you.
No.
Yeah.
You guys, I've really enjoyed. So I've been driving back and forth 5 hours every other week or so to our new lake house in Houston,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it just so happens to be on Wednesdays sometimes, and you guys will be chit chatting, and I'm like, oh, thanks for making my drive a little better. So I appreciate.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Well, we didn't
Tangent.
get a chance to talk about it yet when we were talking about your projects, but you have a project going on with Venus. Right
Venus,
now. And
yes.
Yes, our Venus project. So
Yes.
Abby and I have talked about it a bunch of times, how we want to talk about sex and astrology and chemistry and astrology and all of these things. It's really a delicate topic because you don't want it to go this way or that way. You want to keep it real. And I love that you've brought that to the people, to, not just women, but men too. I mean, we can all learn from this. But the group that you have put together.
This is going to be an all women group.
Yeah.
And I have just, I've been going through, you ever have those moments in your life, they probably last a month or two, where you look back on everything you've ever done or experienced, and you're like, all moments lead to right now. Right? You ever have those where you're
every day.
That's why that happened. Oh, that's why that happened.
What it's all about.
It's been very intense as of late, and a lot of self-reflection and just kind of pulling together. I'm very drawn to this work, and I'm just trying to pull together sort of not the narrative, but the why, because I know people, are curious and they want to ask. And I've always been super interested in sex and sexual energy. It's just amazing. I found it when I was very young, and not with another person, but with.
Time out, Dr. Dani. Where's your Mars?
It's in Leo.
Okay. What do you have anything in Aries that you know of?
No, it's my 12th.
Where's
house.
Aries in your chart?
12th house.
So just above the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just putting it in. Okay. Making a mental note. Continue.
Yeah. So always been interested. Found it very early, not with another partner, but with myself. Realized how powerful it was. You can wreck homes when you're a young person. It can be very destructive. But also found that when I was in a very comfortable state with my body and at peace with that, the external world also responded. There's some magic there. And I also hear people talking about this Kundalini rising. And I'm like, that's that. That is the arousal energy. That is the climax energy. That's the edging energy. That is what that is. So if you want to know if you've had a Kundalini awakening or Kundalini rising, ask yourself if you've felt that. And what I've found energetically is that we've got these chakras. Most people agree that there's 7 basic chakras, from root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. It's a great framework to work from. And what if, so most people experience that energy in their root and sacral chakras, and they are fine. They have a creative life. They have children. They live life wonderfully. But what if you raise that energy? It's just a little higher. You don't let it like release there. You let it go higher. You let it move up to the solar plexus. What happens there? Then you run the world because you're in command of everything. What if it goes up to your heart? Then you're like, it's Christ compassion. It's literally like, I love everything that is in front of me and around me and in me and outside of me. Like that's pure divine Christ love, right? Move it higher. And you become this conduit for the connection of energy, knowledge, spirit, source, and matter, right? You become that connection. You become the co-creation of both of those forces that rule our reality, which is duality. We live in duality. We have good, bad, light, dark. When that combination occurs and you're the conduit, you're renewed, you're refreshed, you're healed. Like you go through an energetic, like flushing catharsis almost. And it doesn't always have to be a climax either, right? So that's my understanding of it energetically. And when I study Venus, her symbol is spirit into matter, right? Spirit and matter. She's not one chakra, right? She's all of them. She's the energy that moves through it, right? The fourth dimensional light that you close your eyes and you meditate on. Feel that light, that grounding cord, or the energy coming from the cosmos. That's Venus energy. And it's always moving and it always wants to create it. It never forces. It just
Sounds
flows.
like your Venus does not wear a beard. That's what I'm getting from that. Yes, Nikki's Venus is definitely not the love and light Venus. Her Venus rides the lion for sure into battle. Covered in blood.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You were born a fighter. Okay, so we have this channel, we have this connection. This is chaos energy. This is chaos magic, you guys. This is where you can imagine, embody, and create. And Venus is going through her rising phase of her cycle right now from January 6th to October 23rd, which is a Friday. That's the inferior retrograde conjunction of Venus. So we are aiming for and scheduling a ritual. I'll leave it a little bit mysterious for now for that day. But over the next 10 months, we are learning how to control that energy. Very clearly, very specifically, very focused through techniques, through learning about our body, through learning about where our chakras are, through understanding our own Venus astrology. And whatever fire you bring, that's fine. Like I'm very much a lover, not a fighter. That's cool. That's cool. I love that.
I'm just an aggressive lover, I guess.
That's okay. But it's holding space. It's sharing, our experiences with that energy and how what feelings are coming up about that and why, and how to sort of overcome some of that deeper, darker, unconscious programming that suppresses your creative abilities. I just think it's needed. It's so needed right now. I all the women I've talked to throughout my career, they just don't even know how amazing they are. And they think they're strange and broken and fucked up, and they're not.
Yeah.
I
get that. Yes.
and they're not. They just need to stop trying to find their defects and start, standing in their uniqueness and their beauty. And I think when you have control over that power through your whole body, when you really had that Kundalini rising and it's been through your own doing, you can share it with partners and no boundaries are broken. You can, practice and manifest with it and use it for good. Can you use it for bad? Sure. I mean, but that's not what I'm teaching. I'm not teaching like how to ruin someone's life because, I really do believe that when you put that out there, that will come back to you at some point. So for me, the ritual isn't about controlling anything. It's about finding the most open, widest, most powerful space to stand in where you're a creator. So that's what I'm doing. And you want to talk about stepping outside of a comfort zone? Okay. So this is not something I don't like to talk about these things with random people, but I am now. Like since December, I've just been like, all right, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it on my channel. I'm going to say it out loud. I don't care if anybody wants to know we're talking about it. Because I think people like that. I think they need that. Just like I need someone to be comfortable speaking like that with me in the public space, which is what my collaborators have helped me do. that's so valuable.
It is.
So,
It is because
yeah.
people they don't think that they're normal. That's just something that they just don't think. Everybody thinks that they're not normal and having any type of feelings, urges, and things that arise. They're like, it can be a little
Shame, immediate
scary.
shame,
Immediate.
immediate shame.
Oh yeah, because let's face it, the program out there is a little bit
Shameful.
different for women than it is for maybe men. So, but that can go back and forth. I don't think it's a gender thing. But yeah, you're right. It's absolute shame. And my family was really good at that. So
Yeah.
But I really discovered that Kundalini energy young as well.
Me too.
And as I got older, I realized I could use that energy. I could project that out. I could get what I wanted.
Mhm.
And it was really something cool that I played around with for a long time. And it wasn't, I got married, had kids, that went away. And it wasn't until a few years ago, I had a conversation with somebody that lit all of those receptors right up. And I was like, stop, where is this coming from? I took up jogging and I took up lifting weights because I couldn't get it to calm down. For at least 2 months, I was just, you felt it oscillating and I couldn't sleep. It was just something I couldn't control, and it had come back like full force. So I'm definitely interested in learning a little bit more on how to control
Yeah.
that.
And we're gonna go slow. We're gonna take our time.
Yeah. Just like I like now. I'm supposed to.
The retreat's not happening tomorrow, and we don't want anybody. So the retreat isn't going to be for everybody. We have limited spots, so we only have like 6 spots left for the retreat part of it. But that doesn't mean people can't like be a part of the process and learn it and do their own work at home. So a lot of it's remote, and there's 3 different ways you can go. So you can, if you want to like join us with the ritual and go for it, and you know what you're getting yourself into, you can do the adept path, and we'll welcome you in on the eclipse moon. But you can also just do the seeker path, which is just you just come to the monthly meetings, you soak in the knowledge, you practice at home, you get a reading from each of us. So everybody that participates will get one of the most freakishly accurate sexual astrology readings, energy, creative readings that they will ever have in their life, because that's what Venus is in your chart. And I do some Hellenistic techniques to turn it to show you from Venus's perspective, like how she sees your chart. So you'll get that reading, and then Maria will do a Lilith reading for you, and then Christine will do a soul purpose reading. And Christine is well-versed in German new medicine and loves the yoni and tantra and sexual energy. And so it'll be at her salt cave.
Oh, I love it. We know Christine. She's amazing. And
so she's going to be
teaching.
So she's going to be teaching her medicine. I'm going to be teaching my medicine. And we're going to hold this space not only for each other to be ready for the ritual and to trust the process, but also to help other women kind of go with us. And it's all aligned with the Venus journey. And we're meeting at the new moons, which we're calling the dark moons. So yeah. Pre-recorded guided meditations by me for those exercises. I will never publish these publicly, these meditations, because they're designed for women to like know physically and energetically where their chakras are and what that energy feels like in those spaces. So yeah,
love that.
Isn't it fun? Yeah,
it is. It is. I know that we have to have these conversations more, because I think the dating culture, I haven't dipped. Okay. I'm like an outsider looking at the dating culture. I was going to like step into it and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Like people don't know who they even are. They're trauma bonding. They're, just sleeping with whoever. And there's just like, there's not a lot of substance going on. There's just a lot of like lost and spinning in circles. So
have you tried like dating circles that have like more I don't know, like awakened or conscious people?
No,
I don't know if
I actually don't really even have time for that.
Okay,
and the more like, actually, I had somebody reach out and talk to me, and I blocked him right away because I was like, because he responded to one of my stories, and I might have overreacted, but I realized I'm probably not healed maybe I just need to spend some more time alone.
Maybe you just got other stuff. Like, you don't have to create in a romantic relationship. Like, you can create anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I absolutely love my independence. And the thought about giving that up is just like, that just kills me. It gets me right here. So I don't know.
Relationships are legit work, and people who go into them thinking that they're not, it's just like dancing. Like, have you guys ever like done ballroom dancing? It's nonstop. Like, where are your feet? Where are you doing? Like, you have to be in tune with that other person. And
yeah, I take my relationships way too seriously, and I put too much energy into it. And right now I've got all these other cool things going on, and I just don't want somebody to take away from all that,
I don't know what my life would be like without my husband in it. I have no idea. We've been together for like 30 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's so funny because both of us have this separation energy in our astrology charts with this lunar cycle. And he's at the house in Houston and I'm here. And it's been that way since October. We've been going back and forth and stuff, but mostly he stays there with the dog and I'm here by myself. And it's fine.
Have you looked at your synastry charts? I'm curious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What do you guys have conjunct?
Jupiters are conjunct.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Jupiters are conjunct, and there's a really nice association with our suns and moon. Oh yeah, his sun and moon. His sun's conjunct my moon, and my moon is conjunct his sun.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and his north node's in Cancer, which is where my sun is. His Mars is also in Cancer, so he's very nurturing. North 10th house of Fucus, so like a mirror, a reflector.
Oh, that is so awesome. Yeah, I really liked being married, like at least the first half of it. The second half I could have lived without, but and
he has first house Jupiter, so he's always really lucky. Like everything just works out for him.
Oh yeah.
Like where did you say it was?
First house. Aquarius rising, Jupiter in Aquarius. He's
Okay.
Oh, he's good. He's good. I have a theory about that. Actually, I shouldn't probably get into it, but I'm not convinced Saturn rules Aquarius anymore. But
okay.
Who cares,
I don't think so.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking it might be Jupiter, but I don't know. I just could be making stuff up. So
I like Uranus as the ruler of Aquarius.
I like Uranus. Just plain. I love it. I've got Uranus over my natal Venus right now, and it has been such a godsend, such a lifesaver.
Yeah, Venus and Uranus have been trying all week, so you've probably been pinging.
Yeah, actually, the week started out a little rough, but yeah, it's been pretty good ever since. So yeah, I've been less crabby, maybe. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Ask Abby.
You've been crushing it. No, you're doing a great job. You've been at times this week the voice of reason, which is nice.
It's
nice. Yeah,
it's not usually my forte, being the voice of reason.
Doing a great job.
Usually the voice of imagination.
It's usually the voice of Venus wearing the beard. So if you guys
tell me about your bearded Venus. Tell me about this bearded.
So basically, in Mesopotamia, particularly in Babylon, Venus, who was like the goddess, she was worshipped for like 4,000 to 6,000 years. Nobody's ever even sure how far back she goes. Early on, she's more of a maternal vegetation goddess associated with like creation and love and bliss and all this like wonderful mom stuff. But over time, she started to become more sexualized. She becomes more of a goddess of war and victory. And so she, throughout her entire period of worship, she's all things feminine. And that's why they don't have a bunch of different planets in Mesopotamia for all these different goddesses. They just got the one because she's everything. So, but the Babylonians, depending on what she was doing, they said in their writings that sometimes Venus wore a beard, and that was a reference to her taking on her more masculine, dominant traits of. So they called her the Lady of Battle, the Lady Drenched in Blood. She was known to ride a lion into battle. As a matter of fact, the earliest known writings of Leo are depictions up there. It's the Lioness of Heaven, which is a depiction of Inanna. Or Ishtar, Venus. And so all of those Venetian traits kind of or the Leo in Venetian traits, like they were kind of synonymous, but they were just different aspects of Venus. So she, depending on, like, she's represented in a bunch of the constellations, and it's just different aspects of her depending on if she was softer, more maternal. Like right now, technically the Western fish of Pisces was a depiction of her, but it was her more in a, well, this is debatable. Some people think it's her and more of, they translate the name as skirmisher of Anunatum, which was this Mesopotamian or technically Akkadian goddess. But she's also very clearly represented as the consort of Dumuzid, her husband, the vegetation god in Aries, who is originally depicted. So it's those two there, and when those two got together, so some of the most celebrated erotic poetry in existence in writing comes from Mesopotamia. These poems and these hymns between Venus and Aries. And they are so sexual. They spoke in euphemism, and it's all like, who's gonna plow the fields? Well, Dumuzid's gonna plow the fields. Who's gonna water the garden? Well, Dumuzid's gonna water the garden, because the word for water is the same as semen, right? Who's gonna get the fields nice and wet and saturated? I mean, they go on and on. And like eventually it's, well, who's going to plow my vulva is what Venus is saying. And he's like, I will plow your vulva. Don't worry about it. So they get like, it's awesome, you guys. It is phenomenal. Go and read it. It's amazing. I do actually have if you guys are interested, I have a song. So if you go to Temple of Nana on YouTube, that's where my song, like where I'm putting my songs, and you can hear the Dumuzid song. And my whole goal was to like capture some of these astrological energies with these different gods and goddesses and stuff, and that's definitely one of them. So but going back to that, Venus wearing a beard is basically, that's her in her goddess form.
It's not all sweet, cuddly feminine. Morning star phase after the retrograde is Saturnian all the way. It doesn't have to strive. It just knows what it wants, and there's no emotion. This part of the phase is like experiment. Throw this over here, see if it sticks. Throw this over here, see if it sticks. No attachment, just see if it works. Feel it. You know, what feels good is usually what blossoms, and it's as long as a pregnancy too. This phase of it, right? So from like consummation, gestation to delivery. So there's a lot of nice. You can also think of like the dandelion, the way it grows, and then it has that little yellow bloom, and then all of a sudden, white puffball. Right. So that's how Venus can switch. That's how her energy can switch. It can switch from like growth to dispersion immediately. And the last time this happened was during the lunar and solar eclipse in March of last year. Mercury was retrograde. Venus was retrograde. We were between lunar and solar eclipse. Everything was in Pisces. It was. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It was last March. Yeah. So that was so intense. These cycles are so intense. And what's really neat about the beginning of a new Venus cycle is in probably 2 weeks, you will be able to look west and at night and start to see her just kind of starting to rise every night. So yeah, but when she does that freaking evening star to morning star in like a month, you notice that, you feel that planet gets the closest to planet Earth any other planet gets ever. So you want to talk about sister planets, they're right there. The same face of Venus will always face Earth whenever they're in that retrograde dance. So it's like she goes around and does her thing, and same face every time. Each star point within an 8-year point creates the 5-pointed star, the pentagram, which is mathematically related to phi and the golden ratio, which is I swear God's a mathematician. Let's just put it.
Yeah, that just reminds me when I was a kid and I would draw the little 5-point stars, I would get in trouble. Like my family would be like, "That's demonic." I'm like, "I'm just trying to draw a star like everybody else does, you know, like for my pictures." You know, it's just freaking.
Alice did that. She drew like a pentacle, like the pentagram inside and she put little like things around it. I'm like, "Oh yeah, what's that?" She's like, "This is a portal to summon demons." I'm like, "Oh,
I love it."
Like,
this is your child? This is your child who said that?
Yeah, I was like, "Well, don't summon any demons in the house." So
Do it outside.
Don't do it in the house.
I love it. You have to summon the demons outside.
Ugh,
We'll
you're
run
always
through that
trying
in
to
here.
summon demons in the
There,
kitchen.
I don't know if it's her whole generation. They're not phased by stuff, but I mean,
I
she's
don't
only
know.
8. She's turning 9 here in a few days, but I also let her watch horror movies, so I don't know. She's into scary stuff, so I don't know. It's interesting. You guys, we should probably wrap. It's about time.
Yeah.
I had fun.
I had a great time. I
love this. This was so quick. You guys are so easy to talk to.
It's so by so fast.
Yeah, it does go by fast. Well, thank you so much.
Saturday then. Saturday, what time are we meeting?
11
Eastern. Okay,
Eastern.
My time. All right. And how long do you want me to go?
Well, we book off 2 hours, but it's up to you. We're not going to make you stay there longer. What we'll try to do though is just make sure that we have time to, whatever you want to go through, presentation. Like we want to open it up and make sure that we have time for everybody to talk and stuff. So.
Perfect. Okay.
And learn. Yeah.
We'll learn
so you guys
quick techniques and then we'll practice.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm so excited, Dani. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys having me and inviting me over to your channel. And it's always a good time. You guys keep doing what you're doing. You are just bringing just cheerful, beautiful energy to the airwaves. And I do appreciate you guys so much. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
That means a lot. Yes. Well, I'm excited for Saturday. I've got my, I'm going to take notes. Definitely, because Hellenistic is something that's kind of gone over my head where I learn it.
For sure.
But yes. I'm like, I think putting it into practice is where it's going to stay concrete then. So.
You're going to love the calculator. It makes it so much easier. Yeah.
I love that. I love easy.
Yes. Well, you guys, we will be back. Sidereal. Okay, time out. See, I had to do it too. Start from scratch. Okay. Me and Nikki will be back next week at the same time, same channel, but we'll be doing the regular Sidereal Astrology, Myth, Magic, Mysteries, and more. We will be back next month, though, with a round table. You'll have to, I don't know the date offhand. It's on the website, siderealinternational.org. But we're going to have, I believe we're doing the Pluto-Neptune conjunction.
Saturn-Neptune.
Saturn, sorry. And Michael Hartigan of One Sky Astrology is going to be there. I believe Fran
Arnett.
Fran Arnett's going to be there. I don't know if John's
Don. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I know Fran and Michael are going to be coming. I'm not sure who else.
Dr. Dani, you're welcome to join us too. Yeah. We're just going to be doing a round table. You're more than welcome to pop on there with us.
Okay, well, I'll check the date, see if I can do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're more than welcome to join us too. This will be fun. So, it's just a casual discussion about what's going on. So and inform the people where Saturn and Neptune really
where they actually
we're going to keep them tapped into the real sky.
Yeah.
That's right. We are. Speaking of real sky, guys, I'm going to play this exit song so you guys can hear it again. And just know it was a first take. All right. I just want you to know that.
Please do my song. Please do my song. I will send you my chat words. I'll send you the chat words and you just
I will 100% do it. Yeah, no problem. All right, consider it done. All right, you guys, much love. Happy new moon. Happy anything else you got going on, and we will see you next time.
Under the real sky, the truth still burns. Ancient voices in the heavens turn. ISAA rises where the stars align, restoring the wisdom lost in time. Two stars rose in the dawning light. Nikki and Abigail lies on the night. Charting the heavens, the constellations true. Not bound by illusion, but by what's in view. Where they whispered of summer, of gods in the flame, of Banana and Inky who called them by name. Through shadows of dogma, they carry the spark. Guided by starlight to rekindle the dark. Under the real sky, the truth still burns. Ancient voices in the heavens turn. ISAA rises where the stars align, restoring the wisdom lost in time. Under the real sky, the truth still burns. Ancient voices in the heavens turn. ISAA rises where the stars align, restoring the wisdom lost in time. Yeah. Maps redrawn where the cosmos spins through silence and science. Their song begins, no longer chained to the seasons, the skies. They brought back the truth in the watcher's eyes. The circle was broken, the truth made whole. With courage and reason, they honored the soul. For those who would seek what the ancients knew, the real sky speaks and the stars shine. Under the real sky, the truth still burns. Ancient voices in the heavens turn. ISAA rises where the stars align, restoring the wisdom lost in time. Under the real sky, the truth still burns. Ancient voices in the heavens turn. ISAA rises where the stars align, restoring the wisdom lost in time. Through cuneiform echoes and lunar signs, through Babylon's gates and forgotten lines, they lifted the veil with a steady hand. To see is reborn to reclaim the land. Under the real sky, the vision's clear, the sidereal call for all to hear. ISAA rising with radiant mind, truth reborn in the ancient light. We got our real sky, the truth still burns.